Nini everyone's aboard here. So as you can tell from the title of this video, it's going to be a little bit of a story here. Fairies are assholes. So for you guys all know the image of the little pixie running around with the little wings, and they're cute and nice and like Tinkerbell and all this stuff. Yeah, fairies are not that. That is not a fairy. That is a Disney created image. And even Tinkerbell, was kind of a cunt. So, anyway, the reason why I've got this story to tell you is actually to set up another story. So, let's get into it. When I first started exploring, my Celtic roots and stuff, I wanted to work with fairies because I do believe in fairies. Clap your hands, I do believe in fairies. I believe that there are non-human entities that maybe inhabit their own plane, and sometimes our plane and their plane of reality, commingle and bleed through, as Azrael kind of called it. At least I want to believe these things because it would explain a few encounters that I've had. So like I said, when I was younger and exploring my roots and stuff, I wanted to work with fairies. And I went about, the traditional method of attracting them through the use of honey and milk, and leaving that out for them and just letting them know, hey, you can come hang out with me. And I removed all the iron from around my altar and stuff where I wanted the fairies to kind of go. Big mistake. Fairies are assholes. They moved things, they took things never came back. When they were insulted by a friend of mine who used to come over all the time, they took a spell bag that I had just made for her and never gave it back. Like, it was 5 feet she moved and lost it. So, it's always kind of funny when you see these morons trying to like invite fairies into their life and stuff. It's like, you don't know what you're getting into. And then if you didn't continue to leave offerings and stuff, the noises would happen, or the shadows would happen, or anytime I put out some milk and honey, things quieted down for a bit of time, and then it was just like, hey, we're hungry again. And occasionally to this day, I still have the little tag-along, which I believe to be a fairy. I actually think it's a little leprechaun because it's no higher than like 2 feet. Could be a brownie, I don't know. There are different types of fairies out there. In fact, Droline, I think he did a video on like the origins of fairies, that it was actually a mispronunciation of a legend. So I don't think that fairies are any different really than egregores. It's a non-human entity that just kind of took on its own identity, but it's not at the level of like a deity would be. It's a little bit of a lesser known entity. So that's kind of how I interpret them. So having said all that, I have been watching quite a few videos lately that have mentioned demons and spirits and stuff like that. I have had talks with a few people about this before. So I want to say this. I personally am a fence setter when it comes to ghosts and things like that. And that stems from my lack of experience. I've only had very few encounters, like less than 5. When it comes to things that I can truly say are paranormal. Some of the stuff that's happened, like the shadows and the noise and stuff, you can kind of explain away as your brain matrixing, or a delay in the signal between your eyes and your brain, which is what deja vu is. So, it's just, some stuff you can explain away, some stuff you can't. Like me being grabbed about the waist, I can't explain that away. I can't explain away the green light that was floating through the sky. But that's more of an alien video, or alien story. So, yeah, it was just, for me personally, I just don't have enough experience to say, yes, ghosts are real, or yes, psychics are real, or psychic ability to the extent of people being able to be a full-time psychic is real. Simply because I've never seen any type of scientific studies done on it. So before I go to a psychic, I want that psychic to be subject to a test to prove they're psychic, that they have a spirit guide. Like, I'll go into the room with a spirit guide, and I'll hold up a card, and hopefully that spirit guide is going to be with that person that day, because if they don't guess that card right, you're not my psychic anymore. And that's, like, kind of one of the problems that I have with the full-time psychics. A lot of it is just, they're providing a service, they make people feel better, but it is a scam. Simply because, in my experience, I have not seen or heard of anyone with that kind of ability, truly. That's not to say that I don't believe, because I do want to believe. I do want to believe these things are real and that these things are happening. It's not to say I don't believe the person that this experience was real or inexplainable or whatever else. It's just that I personally have not experienced it. Like, I love my husband very much, and he says that he has seen a lady in white that follows the family back where he's from. So it's like, okay, I love you. I believe you. I believe that you experienced this. But am I willing to call it a spirit, a trick of the light, a demon? I can't say. I don't have the experience in that. So, I think maybe it's because I'm a city witch. I don't know. I just think, like, maybe for the rest of my life I won't be having those kinds of experiences. I don't think I'm on that level when it comes to experiences and stuff. And that's kind of one of the problems that I have when it comes to, like, full-time witches and full-time psychics and things like that. It's not that I don't believe you. I do want to believe you. It's just I haven't experienced that to say for certain, yes, that's true. So I hope this has been enlightening. This is just a little VR ramble here. That's it for tonight, guys. Senapte.